Welcome back to Alchimie Forever's YouTube channel. If you've seen our previous videos, you know that we've been doing a series about Alchimie Forever's brand, the history, the products, and today I'm going to talk to Ada Polla, who is the CEO of the brand, about the family business aspect, because if you've seen our previous videos, you know that it all started with her father developing products for children who were going through laser treatment, and now you are the CEO of the brand. So can you elaborate a little bit on how it is to run a family business with your father and your sisters?
Oh my gosh, how much time do you have? This is one of my favorite topics. I feel extremely fortunate to be able to have a family business and to participate in a family business. So let me explain to you first what it means to us and who's involved. So Alchimie Forever is a family brand, but what does that mean? So we are family owned, we are family funded, and we are family run. So that's how we see family business. And yes, you know, as you said, the brains behind all of our products, I can't take credit for that. That's really my father. And I am the CEO of the brand, and I run, you know, the entire thing. So my father is still extremely involved in everything that has to do with product development and high-level strategy. He's not involved in the day-to-day operations. He's too busy at Forever Institute, you know, in Geneva, doing lasers, injecting Botox, and other such amazing things, making the world a more beautiful place. So he's not involved in the day-to-day, but he is involved in everything product-related. I mean, our latest product, the retinol serum, is really his brainchild. And I have worked with my father since I was 10 years old. I don't think I tell that story much either, but that was, you know, when he was treating these kids with lasers, people were coming from everywhere in Europe. And so he did not have the normal 9-to-5 doctor office hours.
Right, so it was just kind of whenever.
He worked every day, all day, late in the evening, and a lot of weekends, actually every weekend, because, you know, if you're coming from Italy to bring your child to be treated, it's much, and you're a working parent,
you got to go on the weekend,
And he had trouble finding staff, and so I did a lot of the reception front desk work starting at 10, and that's how I got into family business. That's kind of how it became a family business. Now, I also have 3 sisters. You might have heard of the Polla sisters, as we're trying to brand ourselves.
Yes.
I'm the eldest. I have to put that out there. It's always very important for me to make sure everyone knows that.
The hierarchy is in place.
The hierarchy is in place, yes. And my 3 sisters are also involved in both Alchimie and our medical spa company, Forever Institute. So my sister Rachel is the CEO of Forever Institute and Forever Boutique.
And that is in Geneva?
Yes, thank you. That is in Geneva. Well, Forever Institute is in Geneva, Switzerland. Forever Boutique is in Lausanne, which is about an hour outside of Geneva. And you think, you know, me working with my father might create some strange things, but my sister Rachel is actually hierarchically my father's boss.
Oh, wow.
So that is a separate interview. Yes, that's a separate video. But she runs the spa, and she's also a shareholder in Alchimie, and she's on our Alchimie board of advisors. So she's very involved again in the strategic direction of the company. My sister Cyril works for my sister Rachel, technically. They manage that beautifully. She takes care of all of the media, PR, marketing for Forever Institute and Forever Boutique, and helps with that for Alchimie, and of course is also part owner of Alchimie. And then my youngest sister, Roxanne, just finished medical school about a year ago, actually.
Oh, wow.
And she kind of is the second generation medical doctor
in the family.
In the family, exactly. And she is a vascular surgeon at the University Hospital in Lausanne. So she is less involved again in the day-to-day, but she's very involved in terms of maintaining our scientific integrity, which is so much at the core of our brand, both Alchimie and Forever Institute, and kind of pioneering, you know, continuing to pioneer all of that medical knowledge and innovation.
So it seems to me like all of your sisters are very involved within each aspect of your father's dermatology work and Alchimie Forever. How often do you actually interact with each other? Because I know that they're all based in Switzerland and they all run their own businesses there.
Yes. So we do it a couple different ways. You know, we're very close, and we have sister Skypes, which we organize at least once a month, if not more frequently, and we'll all get there. And it's very funny because it's usually dinner time in Switzerland and midday here.
So it's your lunch hour?
It's my lunch hour, exactly, the funnest lunches. And so typically we schedule them in advance. We schedule them for an hour, and we'll do kind of a personal / business update. And if there's like one specific project we're working on or issue that we need to address, then we'll focus on that.
You can get everyone's feedback and
and it's a very fun blend of personal and work, and you know that's also the nature of family business. It's like there's the family personal part, and then there's the business work part.
Yeah, it all intertwines very well.
I also go back to Switzerland very frequently. I think I've been to Europe now 5 times this year.
Wow.
So, you know, it's frequent.
You get your miles in.
I get my miles in. I sure do. Thank you, American Airlines. And you know, it's fun. Even if it's for a quick trip, sometimes I go for 3 days. That's enough, and the trip doesn't bother me, and the jet lag doesn't bother me, and it's necessary for us to, you know. Skype is great, but we also need that in person.
And especially because all of your products are obviously sold at those locations, so it's good to have that in-person rapport.
For sure. And again, this is the beauty of family business. I have to go to Switzerland for work. You know, Forever Institute is one of our best clients for Alchimie, as you said. Same thing with Forever Boutique. And while I'm there, I get to also have a nice, more personal dinner with my sisters. Although we always end up speaking about work. You know, it's hard to avoid. And then, of course, in between all of that, I have a lot of phone contact with them. That's not scheduled, but that just depends on, you know, what's going on in our worlds. And I like to call all my family members on Sunday. That has actually nothing to do with work, but it is a tradition I started a number of years ago. That is Sunday calls.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And on those, we try as much as possible not to speak about work.
Right. Sundays,
and we often fail, but we try.
And so how involved are they with like Alchimie Forever's products? Like, do they give, you know, do they test out certain products before they get launched, or how do they give their feedback with your products? They
definitely are. They are part of the group that tests. You know, we mentioned in a previous video, we don't test on animals, we test on humans. The Polla family, you know, extensively.
Test subjects,
So they certainly test products. They also provide input in terms of what products they would like to see. You know, like maybe they're using, for example, a facial oil from a different brand because we don't offer one, and they'd like to have us see that. Or maybe the customer base at Forever Institute is asking, you know, for a retinol product. That was the case actually, and now we have a retinol product. So there's a lot of input that comes in at the high level kind of strategic product creation. And then other than that, again, their involvement is more strategic. I wouldn't say that they're in the day-to-day, except for selling the products, of course, at Forever Institute and Forever Boutique.
Right. Well, that's really nice to have that kind of rapport and get their feedback, especially also learning from, you know, the customers in Switzerland and seeing what they're asking for. It really helps you build your
For sure. And they would kill me if I didn't plug our new blog. So I just remembered we have a blog, pollasisters.com. We started it earlier this year, and you know, we wanted to have kind of a forum to share our different ideas. It's beauty related, but not beauty exclusively. It also has to do with how to be a mom. You know, 2 of my sisters have kids. Roxanne talks a lot about her vascular surgery.
So it's a more personal look into the Polla sisters' lives. Yes. So we'll have that link down below in the description. Make sure you check it out. So thank you so much for sharing more about how it is to run a family business, what it means to you, learning more about the Polla sisters, because I've heard a lot about them as well. I'd love to meet them one day.
Yes.
And again, like I said, everything will be linked down below that we've mentioned in this video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future Alchimie Forever videos, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, sisters.